Grace and Nova sat alone. The cafe hummed quietly around them, strangers laughing, coffee machines running, the ordinary world continuing as if nothing had happened. But at this table, everything had changed. Nova reached across and took both of Grace's hands. "Grace," she said, her voice shaking, "I had no idea. I swear to you on everything I have, I did not know. I did not know she was capable of something like this." Grace looked at Nova, and the audience, if they had been watching, would have held their breath. Because here was the moment. Here was where Grace could pull away. Here was where she could look at Nova and say, "You felt jealousy too. I know you did. So how is this any different?" But Grace didn't do that. Instead, she looked at Nova, really looked, and she saw her. She saw the pain Nova had been carrying, the guilt, the late nights, the tears, all of it. For the first time, she saw all of it. "Nova," Grace said softly, "I know." "You know what?" "I know it hasn't been easy being my friend. I know that sometimes it hurts. I know you have felt invisible, and I know you have smiled through it, for me, and I never saw it. I never asked." Nova's whole body went rigid. Her eyes filled instantly, like Grace had just opened a door to a room she had kept locked for years. "Grace," cried Nova, "how do you—" "Because I know what it feels like to be invisible," Grace said. "I have been invisible my whole life, and the people who truly love you, they don't pretend you're hurting. They stay, even when it's hard, even when it doesn't feel good." Nova broke down. Not quietly, the kind of crying that comes from somewhere deep and old, like something that has been locked inside for years has finally been given permission to come out. Grace pulled her close, held her, and in that moment, two people who had both been broken in different ways chose each other, chose honesty, chose to stay. "I'm sorry, Grace," Nova whispered through her tears, "for every single time I smiled and didn't mean it, for every single time I looked at you and felt something that wasn't love. You didn't deserve any of it." "Nova," Grace said gently, "you are not the person who hurt me. You are the person who is sitting here right now and telling me the truth. And after everything that just happened, that is the most powerful thing anyone has ever given me." They held each other, and for a moment, just a moment, the world felt a little less broken. That night, Grace stood in front of the same mirror, the same light, the same patches on her skin catching the glow, but she was standing differently now. Something in the way she held herself had changed. She picked up her phone, called David. He answered on the first ring. "David," Grace said quietly, "how did you know? How did you know everything about Lily, the complaint, all of it? How long have you been watching?" David's voice was calm, measured, like someone who had thought carefully about every word before he said it. "Because Lily didn't just try to destroy your career, Grace. She tried to destroy mine."